This is Dr. Sridhar. Came back to you with another video lecture on star to delta transformation technique or delta to star transformation technique. So this rule is very important in reducing the complex electrical circuits. Basically what happens if you are reducing the complexity of the electrical circuits, we have two fundamental principles, that is series connection and the parallel connection. So suppose if the series connected elements means, how can we ensure the connection between any two resistances or any two passive elements, and how can we say that elements are connected in series? In some of the cases, how can we ensure the connection between them as parallel? This is very important because otherwise we cannot reduce the equivalent, or we cannot develop the equivalent of any two elements with the help of series or parallel connection. Suppose let us take two resistances. Now this is R1 resistor and let us assume this is nothing but R2 resistor. Now what happens? Now whenever you are allowing some current through this particular combination, so the current flowing through this R1 resistor, and it will be the same whenever it is entering into the R2 resistance. So the current is same because of the connection developed between R1 and R2 is as shown here. Otherwise what happens? The current through this R1 might be different to the current flowing through R2. But here in this combination, whenever this R1 is joined to R2 or R2 is joined back to R1 like this, then this particular physical connection makes the current flowing through this R1 and R2 is same. Then this current is said to be series connected elements. So here the connection, so the important thing we have to remember is, as long as the current is same through these passive elements or active elements or any elements, then that elements are connected in series connection. So this connection is ensured with the help of identifying the magnitude of that particular current. Similarly, this is about the series, and once if the connection between them is series connected, then whatever the equivalent resistance, so this is equivalently you can represent as the current is I and this is the element, and what is the equivalent resistance here? That is nothing but R equivalent. So R equivalent is nothing but the R1 plus R2. So whenever the current resistances are connected in series, then the equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2 is, this is the equivalent of the resistance. This is a method we can eliminate the elements connected in series. So you need not represent two elements one after one. So you can replace these two resistance and you can keep one element as R equivalent. So that R equivalent value is R1 plus R2. So this is about the series connection. Coming to the parallel connection. So suppose if the resistances are connected like this. So this is R1 value and this is R2 value. And somewhere in the electrical circuit, now we might have experienced or we might have come across with this type of configurations. Now, if you are calculating the voltage across R1 and similarly the voltage across R2, then if the connection that R1 and R2s are connected such that the voltage across R1, which is equal to V1, is also equal to the drop across R2, which is nothing but the V2. If such type of connections are existing, now this is happening. The voltage drops across R1 and R2 is happening because of this physical connection. The physical connection is said to be parallelly connected. So this parallel connection can be ensured by having the magnitude of the voltage drops across various elements. So once the voltage drop across the elements, and if the magnitude of the voltage drop is same, then that elements are said to be connected in parallel. So the parallelity of the electrical elements can be ensured by having the voltage magnitude. Then the series combination or the connection between the elements can be ensured whether they are connected in series or not by having the magnitude of current. So this is the parallel connection and this is the series connection. So if the elements are connected in parallel connection, then whatever the R equivalent is R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. So this is the equivalent of parallel connected elements and this is the equivalent of series connected elements. So these are the very two simple techniques we can eliminate more number of combinations or more number of resistances, and we can eliminate the combinations and by replacing the equivalent of the combination. But the problem is, whenever a circuit, suppose now I have shown a circuit like this. Now in this one, we have this particular delta connection one, and this is a one side having 10 ohm resistance, and this is the 20 ohm resistance. This is again 10, 10, 20, and 10 ohm, and this is the 20 ohm resistances. Suppose if you want to make use of these principles, that is series connected or parallel connection, now we are ensuring the series combination and parallel combination by having the current value and the voltage value. If the current is not divided, then that is series. If the current is divided such that the voltage drops across the elements is same, then that is parallel combination. Now here let us say, now if current is entering into the loop like this, this is I. Let us assume here the current is distributing into the three parallel paths. Now this is the one and second, and this is the third. Then it is very clear that this element and this branch, the first one, second branch, and third branch are said to be in parallel configuration. Yes, that's okay. Then let us assume some of the current is flowing into the 10 ohm resistance. Again here, this is divided into the two parallel paths. This is 20 ohm and this is 10 ohm. It means this is in parallel to this 10 ohm resistance. Again, this current here divided into the two parallel branches. So here, now even if you are moving step by step slowly into the circuits, the complexity goes on increasing. So in such cases, applying the series concepts and parallel concepts from the fundamentals, it is a little bit laborious process. So in such cases, now we are going to use star to delta transformation techniques or delta to star transformation technique that will highly simplifies the complexity of the electrical network, and we can reduce the equivalent resistance in the more simpler form. So let us discuss the importance of star to delta transformation technique or delta to star transformation technique with the help of this simplified this simplified example. Here, so the problem here is find the equivalent resistance between point A and B. So whatever the equivalent resistance between A and B. So finally you have to show this is B and this is A. Whatever the R equivalent. So this R equivalent, it will be contributed by so many resistors. This is 10 ohm and this is 10 and this is 10. Now connected in delta fashion, and this 10, and outermost delta is also having 10 ohm resistances. So totally 6 resistances, and this internal delta and outermost delta is again joined to each other by having 3 20 ohm resistances. So the connection is, of course, we can make use this fundamental principles series and parallel, even though also you can get the equivalent resistance, but the thing is, it is a time consuming process. So if you want to get the answer, or if you want to reduce this type of complex electrical network in quick fashion, so in such cases, this transformation technique, that star to delta, delta to star, is more useful for us. So slowly, if you could observe here, this internal delta, this is 10 ohm resistance, this is again 10 ohm, this is 10 ohm. These three resistances are connected in delta fashion. If we could replace, or if we could convert or transform this delta to a star, then what happens? This element and this element goes on series. This element and this element again goes on series. This element may appears like a series to 20 ohm, but they are asking us to find out whatever the equivalent resistance between A and B. So don't make use of this 20 ohm resistance in the reducing process. So at the end only, you have to touch this 20 ohm resistance. Till that particular point, don't disturb the resistance connected A and B, because our interest is you have to determine whatever the equivalent resistance between A and B. So that is the same thing here. So this internal delta, which is shown with red color, I am going to convert this delta into a star. Now this is the case here. So this is the actual circuit here. So we are going to eliminate this delta shown with red color to a star one shown with green color. So what is the formula here? The thing is, here this is, let us assume this is a star. Suppose if you are saying this R1 and this is R2 and this is R3, then this is RA and this is RB and this is RC. See, RA, RB, RCs, these three are the sides of the deltas. These RA, RB, RCs are nothing but the sides of the deltas. R1, R2, R3s are nothing but the sides of the star connected one. So how can we determine this R1 resistance? Now how can we remember this formula? Means R1, we are going to develop this R1 resistance by eliminating these two sides RB, RC. Then what will be the R1 value? Means R1 is connected between what sides of the delta, that is RB, RC. So R1 is nothing but the RB into RC divided by RA plus RB plus RC. So sum of the three resistances, those three resistances are nothing but the sides of the deltas. So similarly R2 if you want to establish, so this R2 value is nothing but, this is R2 is connected between RA and RC. So this is RC, RA divided by the denominator of course same, RA plus RB plus RC. Similarly, if we want to find out what is the R3 value, R3 is nothing but, this is going to get the value by eliminating RB and RA value. So R3 is equal to RA, RB divided by RA plus RB plus RC. So these are the formulas. So for the better understanding, because of the space constraint, I am writing here representing R1 expression. Similarly, R2, R3 is also given here. So just make use of these formulas to eliminate the deltas, and finally we are going to represent the delta in the equivalent form of star. So these are the values here. So this R1, R2, R3s just now also we have marked here. Then of course RA, RB, RCs are nothing but the 10 ohm resistances. Then if you are substituting that value, so this value here, this is 10 into 10 divided by 10 plus 10 plus 10. So that is nothing but the 100 by 30. So that is 3.33 ohm. So of course all the sides of the delta is same. So definitely R1, R2, R3 is also same, that is 3.33 ohm. So finally the circuit is nothing but, now delta gone here. So delta can be replaced with the equivalent star. So the side of the star resistances are 3.33, 3.33 and this is 3.33. Now if we could keenly observe here, some of the elements are in the simple series connection. So see, this 3.33 and this 20 ohm are seriously connected. This 3.33 and this 20 ohm is again in seriously connected. So let us eliminate this side and this side. So this is the actually given circuit. Now only instead of this 20 and 3.33, one resistor comes into picture, that is 20.33 ohm. Similarly, this 20 ohm and this 3.33 ohm, again we are going to get one resistance, that is the formula used is the simple resistance connected in series, that is R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. So this is 23.33 and this is also 23.33 ohm. So again here there are two methods are there. Now so finally what happens, this is 23.33 ohm, this is also 23.33 ohm, this is 3.33 ohm. Now these three sides, these three resistances, that is 3.33, 23.33, 23.33 appears like a star. This is the one step. And second one is, this is 23.33, 23.33, this is 10 ohm. This is nothing but it form a delta. So this is the first one is star and second one is delta. Here what is the method? Now what is our next step? Which section of this given electrical network can be eliminated? Means there is no specific method is there. Now that method is only the thing is, what is the method we are going to choose? That method must and should reduce the complexity of the given electrical network further and further. That is only one and one mechanism, that is only one and only one objective is in front of us. So here whether you are going to eliminate the star and whether you are going to convert this star, that is 3.33, 23.33 and 23.33 to delta, or this delta, that is 23.33 or 23.33 and 10 ohm into a star. That varies from person to person. The only the thing is with which conversion we are more comfortable, that conversion technique you have to use. But only my sincere appeal here is, now you have to choose the option such that the complexity of the given electrical network should be furtherly simplified. That only one and only one sincere appeal from me. So here I am going to eliminate this delta, so that we are going to see here, that is that delta sides are shown in red color. So I am going to eliminate this delta, and I am going to represent or equivalently represent this delta with star equivalent. Now see, this is the star equivalent one. So the problem is, now this is the given one and this is the star. So you have to find out the resistance values. With just now also we have discussed, this resistance is nothing but the product of 23.33 and 23.33 divided by sum of these three resistances. So that is this resistance. So the formula is, what is the formula we are going to use here is delta to star value RB RC divided by RA plus RB plus RC. Now that is R1, R2, R3s. So RA is 23.33, RB is again 23.33, RC is 10 ohm. So we are going to determine R1 value, that is 9.61, and R2 is 4.12, R3 is again 4.12 ohm. So these are the resistances, and these are the equivalent resistance of the star, which was developed by eliminating the delta portion. So this is the equivalent circuit here. So here again, if you could observe, now A and B, that portion between point A and point B is nothing but that 20 ohm. Don't touch this 20 ohm, but by keeping this 20 ohm as it is, let us reduce the complexity of the remaining portion of the electrical network. So if you could observe here, this 3.33 and 9.61 are seriously connected, and this 4.12 and 4.12 are parallelly connected to each other with respect to this 3.33 and 9.61. So, and again furtherly, if you are keenly observing here, this 4.12 and 10 ohm is seriously connected. This is also seriously connected, because now you just go for fundamentals of the electrical circuit. Is this node having any significance here? Nothing information, no information this node is carrying to us. So there is no distribution of current with respect to this particular node. Similarly, it is happening here also. So simply geometrically this was shown with some tilted portion or in the triangular fashion, but no information this particular junction is carrying, or no information this particular junction is conveying to us. So simply this 10 ohm and this 4.12 is a series connected one, and this 4.12 again 10 ohm again seriously connected. So there are three series sections are there, and along with these outer sides, and this is one more was formed because of this 3.33 and 9.61 ohm that we are going to see here. So yes. So finally, the resistances are nothing but the equivalently this 4.12 and this is 10. So collectively 14.12. So what is the formula we have used here? Simply the fundamentals of two resistances. If it is connected in series, the equivalent resistance is R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. So that resistance values are 14.12. This outermost one, this is 14.12. This is also 14.12. And this internal one is 3.33 and 9.61. So that is 12.94. Now here, this is A and this is node B. And let us assume this is 0. Some center point, any reference node here. Now if you could see node A or this node O, these 2 points are connected by 3 branches. This is the first branch, this is the second branch, this is our third branch. Now if you could see, A and O's are connected by means of 14.12 like branch 1. Similarly, A and O are connected by means of 14.12 as shown in the third form. And A and O are connected by means of A and B, and again B and O. A and B with 20 ohm, B and O with 12.94 ohm. So what I want to convey you is A and O are connected in three different branches. So it means branch 1, branch 2 and branch 3 are said to be in parallel to each other. So of course A and O, that is nothing but with the help of second branch, is a combination of again two more resistances. Let us see about the second branch later. But if you could keenly observe your branch 1 and branch 3, branch 1 is 14.12, branch 3 is also 14.12. These two are said to be in parallel. So we can eliminate these two branches and we can equivalently represent with one branch resistance. So 14.12 and 14.12 are in parallel. So having the equal resistance, then the equivalent is nothing but the half of the individual resistance. So these are the two sides. So you can eliminate the two sides and you can keep one resistance here. So that resistance is nothing but the formula used here is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. The resistance is 7.06 ohm. So again, of course, we have chosen this as a point O. This is also point O. But again, with respect to A and B, this O, this particular junction O does not carry any information to us, and there is no use of separately marking O also, because already furtherly we have simplified. Only our interested nodes are A and B. So then 12.94 and 7.06, what happens? These two are also in series to each other, because whenever some current is flowing through this 12.94, for that current there is no other path. It has to flow through this 7.06, and the current in 12.94 and the current flowing through this 7.06 is also same. So this 12.94 and 7.06 ohm are said to be in series connection. So that is the final step. So only A and B with 20 ohm and this 12.94, which is marked in red color, can be equivalently represented with green color resistance by having a value of 20 ohm resistance. So this finally, whatever the equivalent resistance between A and B. So A and B again formed because of two elements. This is the first element, second element. Of course, this first branch is having 20 ohm resistance, second branch is also 20 ohm resistance. So the equivalent of these 20 and 20 is nothing but 10 ohm. That is the formula. What is the formula we have used here is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So finally, the equivalent resistance between point A and point B is nothing but the 10 ohm. So see, otherwise without proceeding, without taking the star to delta transformation technique, solving this particular problem, it is very, very laborious. So the importance, the effectiveness of this transformation technique we have highlighted in this video session. Hopefully all of you have understood very effectively the importance of this star to delta transformation technique or delta to star transformation technique. Here the thing is, you have to, there is no specific algorithm. There is no such step-by-step procedure is there for this transformation techniques. Only with the experience, we can come to one conclusion. Now, if you are moving, if you are moved ahead by one step, then the thing you have to remember is how effectively the complexity of the electrical circuit you are going to reduce. That is only one thumb rule. Now we have to follow that particular thumb rule only. Now if you are reducing that circuit by converting one form to another form, that should not increase the complexity of the circuit. That is only one sincere appeal here. And thank you for watching this particular video. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.